Well, hello, thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail. You're very welcome to the programme. And you can see the lovely scenery here. This is the seaside town of Cushendall, and it's in County Antrim. And what we're here to do is we're here to look at an old church, an old Franciscan friary. But you can see the beautiful scenery here all around. And also the cliffs there. The Antrim coast is absolutely gorgeous, so it is, I have to say. It's a wee gem that we have here in Northern Ireland. But I want to talk to you about this friary that I'm going to take you down and show you. And it was actually a Franciscan friary here in Cushendall. Now, Laid Old Church, that's Layd as it's known. The ruins was once a 13th century Franciscan friary. Now, the Franciscans were a mendicant order of the Roman Catholic Church, named after their founder, Francis of Assisi. Now, Francis was born in 1181 and he died on the 3rd of October 1226. And I just showed you there a wee glimpse of the monastery. So the church was built at least 3 times in its history, and it served as a parish church from 1306 to the end of the 18th century. So the church was finally abandoned in 1800, and it was included in the Pope's taxation of 1291 to 1292. And you can see the mountain rising up there. And so it was probably destroyed at the dissolution of the monasteries under King Henry VIII of England, and that was from 1536 to 1541. Now, there's a grave here, I think. I'm not sure if it's a grave or whether it's just rock. It might be a grave, it might not be. I'm not too sure, to be honest. There's no writing on it anyway, I know that. It could be just the rock. But I want to take you now and show you a grave, because there are many interesting graves and people who are buried here. And the first grave I want to show you is very interesting because it's a whole stone Celtic cross, said to have been brought over from Scotland by the Mcdonnells. And of course the Mcdonnells were the Earls of Antrim. And it ended up on a McDonnell farm in Legamunna. And it's actually here. So you can see the church there, the monastery. So Laid Old Church graveyard is the second biggest graveyard for the McDonnell clan, after Bonamargie in Ballycastle, where their actual vault is, the vault of the Earls of Antrim. Isn't that fantastic? That's a 13th century Franciscan monastery. It's a wee hidden gem. I just found out about it when I was in Cushendall. So the cross is placed on a later base and marks the grave of a Frank McDonnell, who died in 1861. And this is it here, as you can see. Isn't that fantastic? It's a very strange cross, isn't it? So I'm going to take you down here, but I also want to show you the view here. But I'm not sure what this building was for. So I'll take you in here first. Don't know what they used that for. But I want to take you across here and show you the view of the monastery, because it's absolutely fantastic. So just going to take you across here and let you see it from a bit of a height. You see another Celtic cross there. There's some old graves in here, it's fantastic. It's a hidden gem. You get a good view up here, see it? Isn't that fantastic? Beautiful, isn't it? So I'm going to take you down here and I want to show you the grave, which is actually a Celtic cross, of Dr. James Mcdonnell. And he was known as the father of Belfast medicine. But I'm going to show you a few graves on the way. So he was born in Cushendall in County Antrim here on the 14th of April 1763. And James was also from the ancient line of the Earls of Antrim. And under the influence of his mother, James and his brothers were actually brought up Protestants, although his father was a Roman Catholic. I'm going to show you a grave here. Can't really make too much out in this, but I did see the date on it, which you can see is 1729. So that's an old one. Now, James started his education in a hedge school in the Red Bay Caves, and I've actually covered the Red Bay Caves in another video. And then he went to David Manson's school in Donegal Street in Belfast. Now, he learned to play the harp under the tuition of the blind harper Art O'Neill. And in 1780, James went to Edinburgh University, and he actually graduated as a medical doctor. He was a key figure in the evolution of the town's medical, educational and philanthropical institutions, as well as its cultural and political developments. So that grave there, as you can see, is 1806. Now, there's a blue circle plaque to Dr. James Mcdonnell on the Queen's Arcade building in Belfast, and the site of his Donegal Place residence was number 13 Donegal Place. Now, James was a friend of the leading United Irishmen, including Wolfe Tone, Samuel McTeer, William Sinclair, Thomas Russell, Samuel Neilson, Henry Joy McCracken, etc. But although he was favourable to their beliefs, he definitely was against using force of arms. So I'm going to show you another grave here. Again, I can only make the date out on this, which is 1776, as you can see. Now, when Henry Joy McCracken was hanged for his part in the rebellion, Henry's sister Mary Ann McCracken had arranged for Dr. James Mcdonnell to revive him. And although Dr. James didn't attend himself, he sent his brother to the hanging. Now, during the failed 1803 rebellion by Thomas Russell, a reward was posted for his capture. And I'm going to show you a grave here. So, this is another McDonnell. This is the grave of the Reverend Daniel McDonnell. And as you can see there, and he was born in 1744, and he died on the 9th of June, and that was 1828. He was a parish priest here in Cushendall. So, as I say, and that one there that's another actual McDonnell grave without a panel in it, and that actually marks the grave of John McDonnell of Cushendall. But this is a grave here that I want to show you. This is the cross. And as you can see, there's biblical depictions on this, but this is where Dr. James Mcdonnell is buried. So as I say, during the failed 1803 rebellion by Thomas Russell, a reward was actually posted for his capture, and Dr. James Mcdonnell, interestingly enough, contributed £50 to the reward, which seems very strange, to be honest. And this act of betrayal by Dr. James Mcdonnell of a former friend who was a United Irishman caused a major split with many of his former friends within the movement, and McDonnell was actually dubbed the Brutus of Belfast in a poem by Martha McTeer. And this is probably another McDonnell grave because you can see the crest there. And of course, Martha was the sister of William Drennan and the husband of Samuel McTeer, who were two leading United Irishmen. So the schism didn't last long, however, and Dr. James was reconciled with most of his former friends, and he would later help set up what would become known as the Royal Victoria Hospital in Belfast. And so Dr. James Mcdonnell died on the 5th of April 1845. So I'm going to take you in here and let you see in here. There's a few broken graves in here, gravestones. One of them is of Anne McDonnell. They reckon that this was used for storage for the what they would class as the holy vessels of the church. They possibly stored other things in it as well. Maybe even graves. They might have had graves in here. There's certainly some gravestones in it now. You can see a broken one there. That's the one of Anne McDonnell. And this broken one here has the date. I think that's 1819 on it. Yeah, 1819, as you can see, age 46. So stay tuned for part 2. I'm going to show you the connection here between a soldier during Charles I's reign. And he was a major. And also 3 curates of the church here, which spanned 100 years. So thanks for watching, and God bless.